Mystery. FBI logged cyber intrusion analysis request to Hillary's email investigation one day after 2016 election, by Christina Layla for the GatewayPundit.com. On Friday, the FBI released a tranche of documents on Hillary Clinton's email investigation thanks to a FOIA lawsuit filed by Judicial Watch. The documents reveal the FBI logged a cyber intrusion analysis request to Hillary's email investigation one day after the 2016 election. The FBI had already closed the investigation. Why? Via researcher Katika. Why did the FBI log a cyber intrusion analysis request to Hillary's email investigation the day after the 2016 election, when the case was closed in July? Part 24, pages 15 through 19. Okay. All right. Let's see. Anyway, part 24 is released, 158 pages. Enjoy. Okay. In mid-2016, according to Representative Louis Gohmert, a government watchdog, told Peter Strzok that 30,000 of Hillary Clinton's emails went to a foreign entity unrelated to Russia. Now we find out the FBI logged a cyber intrusion analysis request to Hillary Clinton's email investigation. As the Gateway Pundit previously reported, Representative Louis Gohmert, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, revealed in the hearing with Peter Strzok a couple of weeks ago that the Intelligence Community Inspector General, ICIG, found that nearly all of Hillary Clinton's 30,000 emails were sent to a foreign entity, and the FBI did nothing about it. The ICIG found an anomaly on Hillary Clinton's emails going through their private server, and when they had done the forensic analysis, they found that her emails, every single one except 4, over 30,000, were going to an address that was not on the distribution list, Gohmert said to Strzok during the hearing. It was going to an unauthorized source that was a foreign entity unrelated to Russia, Gohmert continued. Gohmert revealed the ICIG investigator Frank Rucker met Peter Strzok and presented the anomaly to him, yet he did nothing about it. Peter Strzok only admitted to meeting with Rucker. However, he claimed he could not recall the specific content discussed. Inspector General Horowitz was also notified about Hillary's emails going to a foreign entity. However, he did nothing about it either. Mr. Horowitz got a call 4 times from someone wanting to brief him about this, and he never returned the call, Gohmert said. Watch Gohmert reveal Hillary's emails went to a foreign entity. Yes, I remember that. But let's take a look
You said earlier in this hearing you were concerned about a hostile foreign power affecting our election. Do you recall the Intelligence Community Inspector General Chuck McCullough having an investigation into an anomaly found on Hillary Clinton's emails?
I do not.
Well, let me refresh your recollection. The Intelligence Community Inspector General Chuck McCullough sent his investigator Frank Rucker, along with an ICIG attorney, Jeanette McMillan, to brief you and Dean Chappelle and 2 other FBI personnel that I won't name at this time about an anomaly they had found on Hillary Clinton's emails that were going to and from the private unauthorized server that you were supposed to be investigating. Now, do you remember it?
I remember meeting Mr. Rucker on either 1 or 2 occasions. I do not remember the specific content or discussions.
Well, I'll help you with that too then.
I'll help
Mr.
you with
Rucker
that.
reported to those of you, the four of you there, in the presence IC, IG, attorney, that they had found this anomaly on Hillary Clinton's emails going through a private server. And when they had done the forensic analysis, they found that her emails, every single one except for 4, over 30,000 of them, were going to an address that was not on the distribution list. It was a compartmentalized bit of information that was sending it to an unauthorized source. Do you recall that?
Sir, I don't.
Well,
Right.
he went on to explain it, and you didn't say anything.
No.
You thanked him, you shook his hand, but the problem was that it was going to an unauthorized source that was a foreign entity unrelated to Russia. And from what you've said here, you did nothing more than nod and shake the man's hand when you didn't seem to be all that concerned about our national integrity of our election when it was involving Hillary Clinton.
Right?
So the forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and they can document that, but you were given that information and you did nothing with it. And one of the things I found most egregious with Mr. Horowitz's testimony, and by the way,
keep writing,
Horowitz
Strzok,
got
moron.
a call 4 times by someone wanting to brief him, leaving messages telling him about this, and he never returned the call.
Of course not. It deals
He
with
had
Hillary.
500 pages of bias that he gave, and then he threw a bone to the Democrats and said, but we can't find bias. And let me tell you, when you have text messages, Mr. Strzok, the way you do, saying the things you did, you'd been better off coming in here and say, look, that was my bias. And you kind of get around to that a little bit when you say, hey, everybody's got political views. Those are called biases, and we all have them. And you have come in here and said, I had no bias. And you do it with a straight face. And I watched in the private testimony you gave, and I told some of the other guys, he is really good. He's lying. He knows. We know he's lying, and he could probably pass polygraph. It's amazing.
Mr. Chairman.
No, this is my
Mr.
time.
Chairman, I'm sorry,
It needs to
point
be
of order.
paused.
This point of order.
No,
The gentleman will state his point of order.
A member of this committee just asserted that this witness who is under oath and a former agent of the FBI lied. There is no evidence of that. I ask him to withdraw it.
I do not withdraw it. He is not a member of Congress. It's not a violation of the rule. And just as you have been expressing bias through your members about what a hero
There is not
he
a
is,
single
come
person on
here
this
and
committee
lie.
who has ever characterized a witness
Gentleman
as
from
lying.
Rhode Island. Gentlemen-
It's my time.
That's a disgrace.
Gentleman from Rhode Island will
Praise
suspend.
him. No, the disgrace
Mr.
is what this man has done.
The
to
gentleman
our
from
justice.
Texas will suspend for a moment.
There is the disgrace. And it won't be recaptured anytime soon because of the damage you've done to the justice system. And I've talked to FBI agents around the country. You've embarrassed them. You've embarrassed yourself. And I can't help but wonder when I see you looking there with a little smirk, how many times did you look so innocent into your wife's eye and lie to her about
Go get 'em.
Mr. Chairman, this is outrageous.
Even though the guy in the back is laughing.
Mr. Chairman, please, there's
You know, Chairman, this is an intolerable harassment of the
What is
witness.
wrong with that? You need your medication.
No, I
The
think you
gentleman
need your
controls
medication,
the
you
time.
witch,
I ask
whoever
that the
you
witness
are.
be permitted to respond to
He
that
will be
despicable
permitted. He
assertion.
will be
Did
permitted to
you
respond.
ever
The
talk
gentleman
to
controls
Hillary
the time.
Clinton during your investigation, besides the one questioning you mentioned, before that or after that to this day?
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. The gentleman will state his point of order.
It is, I think, against the rules of the House for a member of the committee to be impugning the character of a witness.
It is
He
not.
should ask
It is
questions.
not, it's
to
right.
elicit-
That's why
the
there
purpose
is-
of this hearing is to elicit information. He should ask questions to elicit information. He should not be impugning the character
We already know his character.
The gentleman is advised the rules of the House only are directed to members of the House and the President of the United States.
Therefore, in other words, it is okay to impugn the character of witnesses in any way whatsoever?
Well, listen, I've heard many members on your side of the aisle impugn the character of somebody who is covered by the rules of the House. But the gentleman...
they didn't like that.
The gentleman has 20 seconds left. The clock will be turned back on and he can complete his time and then the witness can respond.
So if you talk to Hillary Clinton, other than the time she was examined in front of the witnesses?
No.
Of course
so
not.
after throwing away what you have with all the bias you have, you've never even gotten a thank you. I yield back.
The gentleman may respond.
Sir, well, that's quite a set of statements.
Mr. Chairman, I did not finish with a question.
The gentleman...
There was no question asked.
Mr. Chairman, he's been given the opportunity to respond.
The gentleman will suspend. The time of the gentleman has expired, and as I've indicated
The rules
earlier,
of our hearings are if there is a question asked during the time, the witness to respond to the question after the time.
The witness is going to be allowed to respond briefly.
That's a new rule.
Sir, first, I assure you.
No question.
Under
I
oath,
assure you,
as
yeah,
I
right.
spoke also during my interview a week or two ago, I have always told the truth.
Yeah,
The fact that you would accuse me otherwise, the fact that you would question whether or not that was the sort of look I would engage with
Look
in
at
a
him,
family
he's
member
weird.
who I have acknowledged hurting, goes more to a discussion about your character and what you stand for and what is going inside you.
It's
and the
to
integrity
your
of my-
credibility,
And
and
while-
you lost your credibility.
Both
And while I
You lost your credibility.
While
That's
I doubt
the
it
problem.
plays well
Gentleman
to
from
America,
Texas
I'm not sure
will
it plays
the
well.
gentleman from Texas will suspend. The witnesses have.
We don't want to hear what Strzok has to say, because everything that comes out of Strzok's mouth, you know it's a lie. I mean, really, but you have to love Gommert because he actually really gets to the core of the matter, and the obstructionist Democrats are raising holy hell in order to not reveal the Hillary's misdeeds. And you see this? That's unrelated to Russia, yet they don't recall anything. And even Horowitz wasn't responding to calls either, right? So what does that tell you about Horowitz? You see? No bias, and he said, and they're not responding to these calls. Come on. And, yeah. So, look, the whole thing is we know who the guilty parties are. And we know that the FBI was covering for Hillary Clinton, and the DOJ were covering for Hillary Clinton. I'd like to see the arrests happen so we can, at least get some satisfaction that somebody's being held accountable. And let's get it done. Because at this point, we're losing patience, Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.